kind of shit you almost hate doing, because this is the kind of stuff where guys get killed in crazy manners. And I tell you, since that last accident there, you're always thinking of that. It's always in the back of your mind. You're always staring things over and you're looking at every little possible scenario. And you're thinking to yourself, all it takes is one little load shift and I'm done. It's over. I mean, this thing's heavy enough to crush me. You know, if any of my kids were out here. So for those of you who don't think that I take that kind of thing seriously, that I'm a little too cavalier with my safety, well, believe me, I am always thinking about it these days. I'm always planning everything out in the back of my mind to nauseam. Sitting here just staring at something for hours until it's like, okay, I have a good plan. This was one of them. Now the idea behind this chain hoist near the middle, for one, was to hold this thing while I was switching the strap, because we have the tongue on there now, and there's no way with that tongue on there I would be able to do what I need to do and flip that strap without causing some damage to something or getting hurt, because there's no way you're going to hold this thing up with one hand while you're switching that strap. But the other thing with this on here, I can use this to control the descent of this thing spinning around to the other side. That's the big part. That's the big deal for me. Because what I can do, as I raise this other side, this thing's going to want to naturally start tipping that way. And as it does that, the chain could start, I could just start letting it out slowly. Once I get this other tire here off the ground, so right now that's what's holding it from spinning, this thing should start to come the other way. So let's see what happens. When you're doing something like this, constantly look for anything shifting. What got me hurt the last time was I was not looking for that gin pole shifting, and that's what happened. It shifted just enough when I had my hands on it that it slid and it tripped me. That's where it gets, shifting loads are super dangerous. Oh, I could pull this out and sweep my floor. Then I could pull it back in and finish welding. I warned you guys on the last video that we'd be starting to build a jib crane for this, for the sawmill here. So what we have is I have 2.5 inch wall, or 2.5 inch schedule 40 pipe and 2-inch schedule 40 pipe black iron. And we're going to use a piece of this scrap, 6-inch channel, for a winch mount. And what we're going to do, this is going to be the receiver we're going to weld to the trailer. We're going to put a cross piece in the bottom of it, so this can't go all the way through, but we want the bottom open so that any rainwater doesn't just sit in there and rot it out. But I think we should be in good shape. Now we're going to want to brace this from the outside of that jib pretty close down to where this goes into the, or where it goes into the receiver. But anyway, instead of yakking about it, why don't I just get to it and you guys will see exactly what I mean. So I decided I wanted to try to get you guys a lot more progress in one video. Again, this is a long project, so there's going to be a lot of videos. It's usually the way it works for a lot of the stuff we work on here. So what we started with, getting this trailer flipped back over, which was, boy was that a production all in itself. It went really well, no big deal, nothing like that. So now we're at a point where we can finish welding, and there's not a ton of welding left But now we're getting into the fun stuff. Now we're getting into the stuff that's going to make the sawmill trailer work as a sawmill trailer. We're getting into our system for loading logs. That's what this little jib crane we're making is. We're going to get into building some ramps. And there's going to be a lot of little things that we're going to try to do to this thing to make this an enjoyable experience for me to run this mill. Now you notice this bed is awful tall. Well, maybe not for this go around where we're going, but eventually what I'd like to do is make this mill so that I can run it off of a motorized carriage, meaning it goes up and back on its own. But in order to do that, you know, there's quite a bit of things I need to do to make that happen, but it is doable. We still have some bracing and little stuff like that to do, but for the most part, I mean, once we get lights on this, I can take this, get it weighed, get it registered, get it inspected, and we're good to go. I also have to get the mill mounted on that. That's going to be fun because it's nothing but mud between here and there right now, so I'm not sure how I'm going to be doing that. What I'd like to do is drive this trailer, back it right up to where the mill is now, maybe make a ramp, set a section of track, and just roll the mill right up onto this once we get the other tracks mounted. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this build. I'm enjoying the shit out of this build. I am dying to get back to the woods, make some sawdust, cut some trees, cut some timber joinery. You know, that's where my heart is, that kind of stuff. The blacksmithing, I enjoy it. The woodworking, I enjoy it. But I don't have to do it to be happy. That's not my all-encompassing, hey, I gotta do that, gotta do it. This type of stuff here is. This is the kind of stuff that suits my soul. This is what I enjoy doing more than anything. And I'm just dying to get back to it. I love building stuff like this. Anything that can make the work easier for me to do the things I want to do, oh, I love that. It might seem crazy the way I go about it. You know, I get those comments from time to time. Geez, why are you building that? Well, you could have just bought it, or you could have done this, you could have done that. But I figure if I can't make it, chances are I don't really need it that badly. I would love to just go out and buy a nice, big, solid utility trailer, but to be honest with you, I'm happier with the way this thing's coming out. I know it's going to work right for me when I get it out there. That's what's important to me. So anyway, I will see you guys on the next one. Next one up, hopefully we'll get this thing welded on. That bracket we made, we'll see how strong that is. Hopefully we can kind of get the final welding, get it cleaned up, start priming it. Then I got to get the tracks mounted, all that good stuff. So plenty to go, but I'll catch you guys on the next one.